Hi guys, welcome back. Well, I've got a few new additions to the shop that I'm going to show you. One or two, well, probably 3 or 4 different items. Main one is the Brierley drill bit grinder head has arrived. That's still in the box. I've not even had a look at that yet. It's only been here about 40 minutes or so I've got that to show you, and some other items that I've picked up. First of all, a couple of days ago I started on this wooden resin piece, and off camera I've taken the mould off. I didn't have a container that was deep enough to pour all the resin in one go, so I'm going to do it in 2 stages. There's this top end to do yet. So off camera I've taken the mould off, and I've had it roughly mounted in the 3-jaw chuck to take most of the excess resin off. I'm down to some of the timber pieces that I put on now, but I didn't have it running quite true, so I put a dowel in this end, and this side I've got a live centre that's just the right diameter to go into the hole that goes through the main piece. So I think that's running pretty good now. Yeah, it's running a lot truer than it was. So I'm just going to take this section down. There's a bit of a card still on that I used to pack out the mould, so I didn't use too much resin, but as you can see I've wasted quite a bit of it already. So, but anyway, yeah, so I'll tighten everything up on this, and I'm just going to spend 2 minutes taking this down so I can get it down to the timber all the way around, and then I'll show you some of the goodies that I picked up. Well, it's starting to clean up nicely now, guys. I'm starting to get down to the timber pieces that I turned earlier. Well, first up, guys, I picked up this carbide tipped boring bar, mainly for use with the Creed boring head that I acquired a few months ago. Now this is a 1/2-inch shank, so this is suitable, and it's got a carbide tip on it, so that will fit into the head. I'm thinking of grinding a flat on that, so the grub screw will bite onto it, so that's that. I had bought these brazed carbide boring bars probably a week earlier, and I used one on the boring head and it seemed to work well, but I thought I'd get a interchangeable tip. What I decided to do is just use these on this boring bar that I can use on the metal lathe. So I have ground a flat face on that, so these two grub screws are pushing down on that, and I have used this and I've been quite pleased with it. So these are all different lengths, they're all 1/2 inch shank, but fancy little key as well. So that's the first item, guys. So I haven't used this yet, so you may see that in the future. Well, I thought it was about time I changed the belts on my vertical milling machine. It's the two belts that I've been using are the original belts that it came with. This one doesn't look too bad, but what I've found is when the machine's under heavy load, it's been throwing one of the belts off, and when I've checked them, one is slightly longer than the other, so whether it's stretched or I don't need these stretch over time. To say overall it doesn't look too bad, but it has been throwing this one off, so I thought it was about time I changed those. So I ordered some of this, I believe this is made by Fenner, this link belt. It seems very similar material to the T-nut link belts that are quite expensive. This is expensive, but it's slightly cheaper than the T-nut ones, and these are B section, which is 17mm across to suit the pulleys, and you put that tongue through and then twist it to take the belt, take sections of the links out, and then the reverse to put them back in. But yeah, I've got 5 meters of this. I've already put one on, so at the moment the machine's working on one of the original belts and some of this new stuff, and it's not thrown any belts, so it seems to be working okay. But I'm gonna fit this one onto the machine, and then it's got 2 brand new belts on now. So I think it worked out about £66 for 5 meters. So, and on the box it says fit and forget, so I'm hoping that's what I can do. Well, I managed to find some more D.A 100 collets. A while ago I picked up these straight shank 100mm collet chucks, and there were a few collets that came with it in this holder. This was more or less full. Anyway, I managed to find about 40 more at a reasonable price, and I've just drilled a few holes in this piece of timber to mount them all in, and starting off the largest at this end, and they go down to, I think that's about the smallest one that I've got. Don't know, that might be about 2mm. I believe there's 0.5mm clamping range on these collets, whereas the DARs I think is a 1mm range. So, but I've no idea if that's a full set. I believe the largest one is 15, and I had ordered a 12, which having put them in, I'm not sure now if that's a 12 or not, or did I get a 15 with the new ones. I'm not sure, but 12 is fine for my use. So these slide in. I've got the locking collar for them, so yeah, those will be handy addition. Very pleased with those. Well, this only arrived this morning, so it's a BT ER porter chuck, which suits my machines. What I've been doing, I've been gradually changing from the 5/8 drawbar onto the 16mm, and so I'm more or less there now. I don't think I need to use any of the 5/8, which saves me having to swap the drawbar over on the milling machines. Now this is an ER porter, but this has got the extended neck on them. I believe this is 100mm. I've already got a ER porter, but it isn't the extended type. So this allows you to put a longer bar in. I believe it's 100mm. 100mm depth before it bottoms out. So I'm pleased with that. I've got some extended reach ER32s, but I didn't have a porter. And a bonus with this is it came with this locking collar, and this is the ball bearing type that spins round. I have been thinking of buying some of these separately. All the collars that I've got up to now have been the solid type, but this I believe there's ball bearings in that, so the part that clamps down onto the collet spins round, so that's a bonus. I think there's 20 quid, guys. The locking nut must be 20 quid to buy now at least. So yeah, pleased with that. I bought it originally to cut the taper off and to make a collet chuck for other use, but I don't think it's had much use, so I may end up cutting the taper off the ones that I've got the 5/8 shank on, and keep this as for the 16. So yeah, that's a nice find. Somebody's gone to town. Is it me, or do I just did people just love wrapping things up to sand? Let's take it out of the box. You think they had a job out of bubble wrap, guys? Well, it gives you some confidence about the thing when they've gone to so much trouble to wrap it up. How much have they put on? Should I pause the camera and bring you back? Surely there can't be much more. Not very environmentally friendly either, is it? Are you still watching, guys? Oh, I can start to see some metal. I always said I'd never do unboxing videos. Oh, I can see a chuck key. One chuck key. One more turn. Oh. Well, I'm going to pause it there, guys, and get rid of this bubble wrap. There must be 12 foot of it there. Let's shift that. Right, guys, she's out. Well, first impression, it looks to be in really good condition. I've no doubt this is the original paint on it. Most that I've been looking at on YouTube have been green. I don't know if the grey paint means it's an earlier model. But anyway, first impression, it looks nice. No rust on the choke. That seems to move freely. Let's spin it round that way. I'm impressed. Some slight damage on the jaws where somebody's been not being careful with the grinding wheel, but the business end of the jaws seem good. No damage to those. Prop Bernard International. Yeah, three of the jaws have taken a bit of a beating there, but I don't think that's any problem. Chuck looks like it'll clean up like new, apart from the slight damage. I may be silly and put those on my surface grinder just to clean those up. But overall, guys, I'm very pleased with it. Everything seems to be, so far as what I know, everything seems to be working okay. I've no cams. There's a cam that slides onto that, and then there's a locating pin, and as you spin the handle, the cam spins round, and then it pushes, let's put it that way, it pushes this lever in and out, which moves the chuck in and out. So what I'm missing is the lower support arm for this, which I don't think will be too complicated to make. I need the cams. Now when I first put the video up showing this, a very kind gentleman has watched it, and he says he's got access to one of these machines, possibly at work. I don't think it's his own from what he said, but he said if I need any photographs or dimensions of things, then message him and he'll do his best to provide those, which I thought was very nice of him. So, plus there's lots of other videos, and there's quite a lot on the internet about these machines. So from what I've seen so far, I think the parts that are missing, I think I should be able to conjure up pretty easily. Probably the biggest part will be this lower support arm. I don't think the cams will be too difficult to make. So let's see the chuck key fits. It's there's only one slot for the chuck key. Yeah, the chuck key's the right size. And the jaws move freely enough. Not sure what the capacity on these is, but I think it's plenty big enough for what I need. I also thought with having those D.A collets in the holder, if I need to do something really small, regrind a really small drill, I could put that collet chuck into the 6 jaw, and for doing the small drills. Well, there's some cap screws on the front of the chuck which will bolt it onto the back plate. I think what I'll do, I'll take the chuck off, give everything a good clean, and get to know it more. One thing I'm not sure about, and I'm not sure if this will explain how it works, maybe not. I've no idea how the head unit swivels left to right on this lower support arm when you turn this crank. I was expecting seeing some kind of gearing on the bottom of this that spun it round, but there isn't any there, and there's nothing in that hole. So I'm still in the dark there, guys, how that swivels left and right when you turn that crank handle. I may have to message a few people who've got one of these machines just to ask their advice on that. But no, I was expecting some kind of gearing in the bottom of this that spun it round, but no, there's nothing there. Well, with only having the head and the chuck, quite a few bits missing. The motor I've already made a start on, The cam and the lower support arm are one things, but then I'll also need a base plate for the whole thing to sit on and swivel. No, I don't think that's anything too complicated. I was thinking about making one, and then I remembered I had this swivel base. Now this came with a very large shaper vise that I bought, and I really shouldn't have bought it, because this has come off a really large shaper, and it's way too big and heavy for my my shaper machine. I've since bought a smaller one which is ideal for it. So this has been sat in the corner doing nothing. Now the head pivots on this point, the stud goes through with bearings on, the lower arm goes on first, and then this pivots from the centre. Now looking at that, I've no idea what dimension the lower arm comes out at, but I shall have a look at a few photographs of that. But looking at that measurement there, from the centre to this point, doesn't seem too much difference to what this top arm is. So I may have dropped lucky with that, guys, and I might be able to use that as the swivel plate for it. Well, I'm going to wind it up there, guys. I hope you found that of some interest. Yeah, but overall I'm very pleased with this. I think the chuck will clean up nicely. So I'm going to spend an hour or so taking the chuck off and giving everything a good clean, and then start looking at making, well, I'm going to finish the motor off, and then hopefully by then that chap's got back to me with the dimensions for the cam. I don't think those will be too difficult to make, and then the bottom arm, and then see if I can find what mechanism spins that left to right by turning this handle. I'm still in the dark about that, so any of you that are watching, guys, if you've got any information for me that what I'm missing for that to spin left and right, it'd be very much appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye bye.